Hey, beautiful, and welcome back to the Mrs. Manifestation channel. If you've been feeling drained, underappreciated, or stuck in the cycle of overgiving, then this episode is going to be your wake up call. Because here's the truth: people pleasing is keeping you small, it's draining your energy, it's keeping you broke, exhausted, and disconnected from your power. You cannot manifest like a high value woman if you are constantly bending over backwards to make other people feel comfortable, particularly at your own expense. Now, I'm not talking about being mean and nasty, but I'm talking about being fair to everyone. And this is what today's episode is going to be all about. So, today we are breaking free, beautiful. No more overgiving. No more shrinking yourself. No more saying yes when your soul is screaming no. Let's step into our high value energy. Let's receive effortlessly. Let's go. So, how to stop people pleasing and manifest like a high value woman. What we're going to focus on today are these three things: why saying yes to others is blocking your manifestations, the hidden cost of overgiving, and then finally how to shift, how to actually make the change and shift into receiving mode like a true high value woman. Okay, so I mentioned the good girl trap. Why you're afraid to say no. Well, essentially, society conditions us women to believe that being liked is way more important than being authentic. You have been taught that being a good girl, saying yes, doesn't make waves. It puts others first and it's the right thing to do, even at the cost of yourself. And I'm going to tell you, I come from a religious background and it is huge when it comes to religion as well. Okay, that is something that quite often it's like you should do this, you should do that, even at your own expense. Okay, and quite honestly, it keeps you drained, it keeps you unfulfilled, it keeps you attracting people who only take because they know you're never going to say no. Here's an example for you, okay? You're asked for a favor, okay? You're exhausted. It's a huge inconvenience for you. It's not something that is a quick and easy ask. It's going to take hours, it's going to take investment of your time, energy, resources, but you're going to say yes. You say yes just to avoid seeming like you're mean or selfish or that you don't want to help. And when you do that every single time, deep down, you feel resentment. And that resentment, it basically lowers your vibration. It actually lowers your state of consciousness. Get that. The universe does not reward self-sacrifice. Because guess what? The universe believes and wants everybody to have the greatest experience. And it is possible, even when you're actually saying no. It rewards self-honoring. When you say no to the wrong things, you're actually making space in your life for the right things. So saying no isn't rejection to others, and it's not going to have rejection placed onto you because people are going to distance themselves. It's redirection towards your highest good. And there are ways of saying no without over explaining, without feeling bad about it. But I'm afraid I'm not able to do this at this point. I'd love to help. I know someone who can help, but I'm not actually physically able to do this for you. I don't have that capacity. I'm sorry about that. Or, similar examples. And it's particularly hard to do this if you say no without explanation and you're asked why. Don't fall into that trap. Believe me, I've been there many times from people that have been conditioned that you have to always have an excuse. You don't have to have an excuse. Okay, you don't have to have a reason. You're not able to, and that's that. Let's move on. Overgiving is undervaluing yourself. You are God, you're a goddess. You are created in the image and likeness of God. You're created with His essence, okay? So when you overgive, what you're basically doing, you're undervaluing yourself and you're undervaluing God. Let's get one thing straight. Overgiving does not make you more worthy. Overgiving does not. And I'm not saying be selfish, totally selfish and like I never do anything for anyone. No, I'm saying don't overgive. Because the more you feel the need to prove your worth, the more people are going to take you for granted. This is life. The more you do, the more they ask, the less you're appreciated, and the more burnt out you feel. Let me know in the comments if you feel like that right now, because I certainly have in the past. But here's what I need you to understand. You are actually worthy, just as you are. You don't need to do more. You don't need to perform more. You don't need to give more or prove anything to anyone. When you overgive, you're essentially training people to expect more of you while respecting you less. You are conditioning them that that's okay. And what you're doing is you're attracting, because you're sending out the vibrational frequency that this is okay to do this. This is so fine when people do this to me. You're attracting more of that every single time you say yes and you're overgiving. You attract users instead of soul-aligned connections. And worst of all, you block your ability to receive. That is the worst part about it. So here's an example. You give love, you give attention, you give effort, and you give time without expecting it back, just because you feel you have to. And then you just wonder why people don't reciprocate. It's because you're overdoing it. You're overgiving, oversharing, over too much. And you know what happens when someone's too much, when they're almost forcing themselves onto you? What do? You back off because you're like, something's misaligned here, something's not right. Even though you may have been asking for a favor, if it's way too much. Have you ever purchased an online course and you're like, wow, this is amazing, but there's so much information? And you're like, wow, this is great, but I wasn't expecting all this. Where do I start? And then the person's in your inbox and then they're inviting you to all these calls and all blah, blah, blah. And it's amazing value and it's amazing, but you're like, whoa, this is just so much. I just wanted this small piece of information and now I'm overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. It can happen in many different contexts, okay? But the spiritual truth here is that the universe mirrors your energy. If you keep pouring into people that don't pour into you, we're not having that fair trade of energy. Guess what? Reality will keep reflecting lack. And it will keep reflecting you overgiving, overexerting, and receiving nothing, okay? So here's your manifestation shift. You need to stop proving, stop chasing. You're worthy right now. You don't need to lift a finger. Stop giving to depletion. When you embody your worth, the right people, the right opportunities, and the right blessings will flow to you effortlessly. I'm sitting right down right now, recording this episode. I'm cozied up on my sofa. I've got my MacBook in front of me. I've got my Americano in front of me. I woke up this morning. I'm dressed. I feel good. And I'm just sitting here while my baby naps. I could have been running about crazy. I could have been running after my husband. Do you want a cup of coffee? Do you want a tea? I'll make you something. I'll get a head start on lunch. I'll do this. I'll do that. No, I don't need to do that. If he wants something, he will get it. These things can wait. I need to give to myself. How do I give to myself? As I mentioned, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm at the point now of self-actualization. I want to help others through my purpose. So for me to pour into myself and give to myself, then guess what happens? You'll start to feel. I mean, my husband actually brought me a cup of tea this morning. I didn't do that. I was taking care of my baby. I was organizing. My daughter went to school. I have been given, the more you give to yourself, and you reciprocate at the appropriate times, the universe creates this amazing flow around you where everything just seems good. Everything is good. It's just the way it should be. But when you're chasing, running ragged, putting everyone else first, nobody values you because you don't value yourself. So let's move on to the final point, and this is how you're going to shift into your high value woman energy. Let me say this loud and clear. Beautiful. You are high value women. It's in there because guess what? All women are valuable. We are all valuable. We are all incredible. We are all goddesses deep down if we choose to be and embody that. High value women, they do not beg, they attract. They don't run around proving their worth. I'm amazing. Oh, if I do this for you, you'll think I'm amazing. They don't chase, they don't over explain. They stand in their power and they receive. High value women, we set standards for ourselves and for others, not just boundaries. Okay, we have standards for ourselves. We have standards for all the different people in our lives too. And if people don't line up to those standards and they don't reach those standards, then we do distance ourselves because we're very careful about the network and the people that we do have around about us. And that's why those boundaries exist. It took me years and years and years and years to learn this because I wasn't raised with this mindset. I had to figure it out myself, research myself, and really life has never been better. High value women understand that saying no doesn't make them selfish, it actually makes you sovereign. And you trust that what is meant for you will never require you to dim your light. So here's an example. Instead of chasing whatever it may be that's on your heart right now, love, money, opportunities, you just become magnetic because you understand that you're a divine, feminine being. You step into that energy and you become a woman who naturally attracts rather than a woman who desperately pursues. Because the spiritual truth here is that the universe responds to certainty. Once you're sure and you trust that you're worthy, life, the universe, God, the angels, they start to prove you right. So that final manifestation shift for you is you need to stop chasing and start receiving. You don't have to force what's already yours. It's yours. Sit back, let it be. So moving on to my final thought here. It is time. It's time to stop shrinking. It's time to stop overgiving. It's time to stop pushing. And it's time to step into your full feminine goddess power. The woman who receives effortlessly is the woman who knows her worth. You don't have to earn love, success, or abundance. It's already yours. You're worthy of it right now. You don't have to prove yourself. You are enough. And finally, you don't have to dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Just shine. Let them adjust. If they're not right in your life, well, goodbye. Are you ready? Beautiful to step into your high value energy. If you are, I want you to drop me a diamond emoji in the comments because you are a queen. If you're done with people pleasing and you're ready to manifest like a queen, then drop that diamond emoji and let me know that you are ready. Because trust me, your next level is just waiting for you to claim it. So are you going to achieve it? You're going to tap into it? You're going to access it, receive it? Or are you just going to put it off forever and it will never happen? This time, next month, you could be in a completely different place if you start listening to the content, making the changes, and valuing your sovereignty, your goddess energy, yourself. Now, you do deserve to be supported through this amazing journey, goddess. So I have a very special free gift for you. It is a an incredible transformative visualization meditation. You can get instant free access to that right now, and it helps you to tap into your inner goddess so you can shed self-doubt, radiate beauty, step into the bold, powerful, and stunning version of yourself. You're going to discover in this one inner goddess meditation a very powerful visualization technique that's going to help you to embody and step into your most confident, beautiful, and empowered self, creating the life you've always dreamed of and thriving as the incredible woman and mama that you are. That is free to use, so make sure you download it. I will pop the link below. There's other ways to work with me too. We have amazing things on the website, like a glow up breakthrough audit. We have personalized coaching calls, 60 minutes transformations, a very powerful, intimate session where we can focus on turning your life around. And of course, you can keep up to date with the latest offers via mrsmanifestation.com. But I just want you to remember that you are incredible, you are amazing, and guess what? You are worth it. You are a high value woman. So stop people pleasing and let's start manifesting like a high value woman. Sending you all my love, and I will see you in the next episode.